All right. Hello, everyone. Hey there, Academy family members, both from AMS and Masa. I'm hoping I'll be sending this video over to Masa later on. I'm just here to talk to you guys about basically the professional development, why you guys are pretty much gathered here today, and, well, to talk about technologies that you can use both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Let's see. So let's go ahead and start off with basically the list you see right there on the screen. This list basically is typed up in Google Docs, and it's basically a quick outline on how this professional development is going to go down. Usually I would be basically creating a long lecture on these ideas and these tips, but what I realize is that we are covering a lot of different grade levels here. We got elementary level, and we also got middle school leveled. So pretty much what I've decided to do instead is give you guys 3 major topics that we're going to hit inside here, but you guys get to pick which ones you believe will be most useful for your grade level or for your use. For example, maybe some of you guys are looking for different tools you can use inside the classroom. This being different ones for like classroom management, or basically just a quick maybe exercise that you want to throw in for some of your students. I've listed 3 basically, I figured that since the beginning of the year, let's go ahead and hit the classroom management ones the most. So for that, I gave you guys 3 different things that we can look into. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at them. But I'm not going to be going into deep lecture for the video, at least for this one. Instead, you'll be selecting the video that you would think that would be most useful for you. So let's take a quick peek at Class Dojo and see if that's the one for you. In Class Dojo, last year I pretty much, the middle school team actually has decided to use this as a massive kind of inter-school kind of dojo point government that all middle schoolers had to follow. How does it work basically? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the students in 6A last year. On the screen here, you're going to see a bunch of little monsters that the students has chosen as their avatars. And in this sense, these avatars can earn or lose points depending on basically their good behavior or bad behavior. And then we later pulled that together as a kind of intergovernment where students with the highest points or the top 40 of the entire middle school would be able to go on a field trip later. How you guys decide to use it for your inner classroom, we can be discussing later in the videos if you're interested in this. Another classroom management tool I think will be most useful for our level is something called Classcraft. Classcraft is a lot more nerdier and requires a lot more customization, which can be something that appeals to you or not so appeal to you. Then finally we have something called Go Noodle. I personally have not been able to use this one, but I've heard great things about this. Basically, these students will be rewarded from whatever they could into basically a quick video which gets them moving basically. Always a positive thing to have students moving, especially since the requirement of having students getting, I believe, 15 minutes of exercise every day. I could be wrong, but we all know that Michelle Obama is pushing for that in every school. Now, one of the things that was commonly requested was I would like to post videos, I would like to be posting up pictures of what's going on inside my classroom. So for this, I will be covering this in the sense of Google Sites. Google Sites, I played around with it a little bit, and we'll be playing it around with together when we look at the video. It's going to be basically a very powerful editing tool where you will be able to be adding pictures. You'll be able to be keeping parents up to date. You'll also be able to upload your own files that you want students to be picking up. Over here you can see the sample site for a classroom website that Google Sites likes to throw at you. We'll be working on this together later to show you how every little widget inside here is very editable and very easy to be manipulated. Alright, and then we can hit up into the ideas of other alternatives. I will introduce them to you, but I would not suggest them to you. Most of the alternatives are not as customizable and are a little bit more clunkier than the Google Sites. However, if you have a blog site that you're maybe familiar with, such as Blogger or WordPress, I will hold nothing against you on using it, because some of those tools are great ways of keeping other teachers up to date. Oh, my fault, not teachers, parents up to date. Finally, Masa has received a whole batch of Chromebooks, brand new Chromebooks. Chromebooks are more or less more of an iPad sort of tool rather than actually a commonly used laptop or desktop. This being said, they're going to be a lot more different than what we are commonly accustomed to using. For this, I've actually looked into one, and I've created a video for this one already actually, explaining basically how Chromebooks will be very effective inside a classroom setting or basically used. And definitely I'll show you guys how to use them. And hopefully AMS won't be too far off from getting their own set also. So, whatever video you see fits basically your interest, go ahead and click videos. You'll have the website in the YouTube video, and there's going to be plenty of room for you guys to work individually or in groups, and I will be there in person to help you guys create or explore some of these different websites. So I'm hoping you guys will have fun for the next hour or so, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Have fun, guys.